Hey everybody. I was gonna do a little video here. My bus been parked since the week before Thanksgiving. The Friday before Thanksgiving. And I thought I'd come out here and crank it up and let it run a little bit. I need to get my mileage down off of it anyways for my paperwork. And I was gonna show you a few little tips on these Thomas C2 school buses that might help you if you're a new driver starting, or even if you've been driving a while and maybe haven't figured them out yet. Just a couple of things to help. I know some of our substitute drivers and stuff that doesn't drive every day, I've told them a couple of these little tips I was going to share with you, and they didn't know it at the time. So we'll see what she does. Cold. It's been cold the last 2 days. It's first really cold spell that we've had much. My door probably won't shut. Yeah, it's got enough air to shut it. I had posted a video the other day. Got critiqued pretty heavily on it, so kind of made me feel like I was a fool in a sense. So I took that video down. I didn't want to be a bad example for anybody else or anything, so I just kind of took it down to where it wouldn't be seen. I was pretty confident in what I was doing, but apparently some people don't see it they see it that way. It's kind of like the thumbs downs and things on the videos, and some of the comments I read, I've been fortunate for the most part not to have negative comments, but some that I read on other people's channels, the negativity, that really bothers me. There's just no sense in it. I watch videos and I could critique people on what they do, but everybody does stuff different. You're raised differently. Got different experience levels. Just because you do things one way don't mean it's wrong. I just don't get it. I've never give a thumbs down on any video. Hopefully I've never give a comment that seems negative to anybody. And if I have, I apologize for that. But I just kind of keep my thoughts and ideas like that to myself. I try to brag on people when I can, or tell them I like the video or whatever it is, but if I can't say nothing good about it, I usually don't. And most videos, I don't feel that way. I mean, everybody's like I said, everybody just has their own ways their own way of doing things. Different areas are different regions are different, and you're just getting a small glimpse of the surroundings of the area and what all's actually going on in these videos. You can't really tell from a video the lay of the land, what's around people, and what's going on. So always be cautious. And you don't want to be a hindrance to anybody. I don't want to be a hindrance to anybody. I've been really I guess I've let things bother me more than it should have. But kind of down and out about it. Kind of been down and out anyways, and that's just kind of added to it. But anyways, that's enough complaining. Let's get started. Turn the key to run. Always let your gauges cycle good. Better turn the radio off. Hope y'all can see the sun's glaring in here pretty bad. Okay, the intake heater just kicked off. Let it fire up. And I'll rev it up a little bit on these things. You can, I I think I've showed this once, but you can set that speed control, turn it to on, and then bump this. Let it rev up. I usually rev it up about 1500 RPMs till the air builds up. Alright, I hope y'all can see. This old sun's glaring so bad. But on my bus, some of the older ones I think might be a little different. But on mine, you don't have to have your amber on to make the lights come on. As far as your stop lights, if you flip that switch out, they're automatically going to come on. The red lights, anytime that door opens, the red lights are going to come on. So if I was to hit my emergency button and open the door, the stop lights and stop arm and all that stuff's going to come out. Now, if I don't want that to happen, which, you know, everybody probably knows the cancel button, but just an easy way to do that is just take your thumb on there, flip your finger out, and don't release that cancel button until your door has cleared that switch. Because if you release the cancel button too soon, your lights will still come on, and that just keeps them from coming on at all. So like if I go, okay, I've got the button down and I flip the door switch open, now I can release the cancel button. Now the red lights have not come on at all that way. So like if you're on a field trip, or you're just going, like I go get fuel during the day and stuff where I don't have students, that keeps you from having to go back and hit your child check button in the back, child safety button, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the official name for that is. But that way you can keep your red lights from coming on, still open your door and everything. You don't have to go back and check your button. A lot of times on trips and things, if I go on field trips, I'll do that to save from having to go back and hit that button. Unless I need my red lights, you know, to where I'm unloading them at, depending on where that is. But another thing is these switches right here. Okay, I want to turn my ambers on. Now when I open this switch, my stop sign comes out and my red lights come on. Now but my door is still shut. Now when I flip that switch on out to the second stage, the door opens. Close the switch, everything turns back off. So that what way you'll do that, way I use it, is I can go ahead, let's say you got some students loading from the left side of the road, which happens here a lot, and has to come across in front of you. I can go ahead and have my red lights on, but it's a cold day, windy day, I can leave my door shut till they get almost over here, then flip that switch on out and open the door, and that keeps the cold air from rushing in. Same thing when they unload in the evenings. Once they clear around the front of the bus, I'll go ahead and shut the door and wait on them to get out of the road good, into the vehicle or headed up the driveway, and then I will go ahead and close the door the rest of the way, and or go ahead and flip the switch back, which will turn the lights and everything off. Now, when I turn the engine off, this post-trip inspection light comes on because I turned on the red lights. So, what you have to do, which any bus driver knows this, when that post-trip inspection light's on, you have to come back here and flip this switch. And your lights will blink, and that lets you know it's been deactivated. If you don't do that and you go to open your door, the alarms go off until you go back and hit that switch. And pull up, make sure my brakes aren't froze. Back into the spot. Set my park brakes back. Now, like when I go into the mornings, I'll come out here and start the bus. I'll go back in and finish getting ready on a cold day. The way I do that to keep my red lights from coming on or staying on is I'll hit the cancel button, open the door, Then I'll just hit the emergency button, come outside and shut the door, latch it like that, and let it sit there and warm up while I'm in the house. Come back in, flip it back to normal, close the door. Now, when I turn it off this time, I won't have to go hit my button. See right there, my post-trip inspection light's not on, and my interior lights aren't on. Open the door, no alarm. I know this channel is primarily about farm equipment and that type of stuff, but several of you like the bus videos. Hopefully that'll help some of you, possibly. May have hurt some of you, I don't know. If you will, please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.